Life is precious. Life is fragile. Too many wrong steps in the wrong direction, and it dies. No matter how strong your life is, it's still weak. Your actions will make you lose precious people. Stop running and walk. I jolt awake in a cold sweat. What the hell was that? It felt like someone was speaking to me, like they were trying to tell me something. Was it a dream? What does that even mean? I will lose precious people. Rudy, are you okay? You haven't been the same since this morning. Miss Roxy said that you had some type of dream. Oh, Sylphie, yeah, it's nothing. I've just been thinking about it. Don't worry about me, I'm fine. If I'm being real with myself, I can't get it out of my mind. Stop running and walk. What does that even mean? This didn't happen to Rudeus in the original. Is this Hitagami? I'm so confused. I can't help but look up at the sky and wonder if this is divine intervention, telling me something will go wrong. Someone, please tell me something. Rudy, I'm concerned about you. Even though you tell me you're okay, I can see you have something on your mind. We've been under Roxy for 3 months now, and I can tell when something is wrong with you. Let me help you. The green-haired girl leaps onto me and hugs me, tightly wrapping her arms around me, threatening never to let go. Feeling the warmth of another person makes me feel like I'm not so alone. I can't help but pat her head. She really is helping me. I can't let this break me down. I'll stand up bigger than ever and ready to face any challenge that comes my way. Thanks, Sylphie, you're really helpful. I feel like I could marry you. Marriage. Sylphie starts to stutter her words in embarrassment. It's cute to see her get teased so easily. You know what? This calls for something special. Hey, Sylphie, would you want to stay over at my house for a night? I'm scared to go to bed after that dream. I don't know. Would my parents even let me? Sure they would. Just say Roxy asked you to stay for some exclusive overnight training and celebration. Wow, now that I think about it, that sounds pretty lewd. I hope her parents don't think it's something else. Insert lesbian Roxy. Well, okay, I'll ask my parents. Sylphie releases her hug and starts to walk down the hill, her hair swaying in the wind. It's a little longer than before. After a short minute, her figure disappears, no longer in my sight. She really took my words to heart. Long-haired Sylphie incoming. Well, since she's gone, I guess I'll try it. It's been so long since the first time, but there's no time like the present. I start to form a fireball, but instead of making it hotter, I start to condense it more and more. The fireball starts to shrink, getting smaller and smaller, almost to the point where my eye can't even see it. I turn on my demon eye and see how small the mana is, almost as small as dust. My demon eye can barely even detect it. Then I get that feeling again, like all my mana is being sucked from me, like it's being pulled in. I can't stop or slow it down, but now my mana is many times greater than before. Before long, I see it, one of the biggest anomalies in the universe, a black hole. I quickly release it and shoot it at the trees. After what seems like not even a second, it disperses, collapsing in on itself. Damn, it's the same problem each time. I can't make it sustain itself long enough to hit the trees. And if I did, all my mana plus more would be needed. I'd grow a full set of gray hair. I punch the tree next to me, leaving a little dent there, among many others nearby. I've been trying this for about a month now, and even after increasing my mana pool, it's not something I could even think about pulling off. The move is extremely close range and currently not usable. Well, there goes basically all my mana. I only have enough left to avoid passing out from mana exhaustion. I give up on trying to make a black hole today and start my walk home to rest. Rudeus, since you're home already, let's just start the training early. Oh my god, I just got back, basically wasted all my mana, and now I'm going to be tortured by Lilia. Will I even survive? Please, Lilia, give me time to rest. I used up basically all of my mana. I see her start to scan me with suspicious eyes, but before she can retort, she runs off into the bathroom. Huh, that's strange. Did she have to poop? Why did she suddenly just run away? She's been acting strange recently. She gets tired faster during our practice, and I see her sneaking more bites of food. And is it just me, or did her boobs get bigger? Strange. She's probably sick or something. Not my problem. I'll just go take a nap. I wish the food here was better. I wish I had more seasoning. Lilia's food is good and all, but sometimes it's bland. Ow, why did you smack me, Lilia? I can feel a lump starting to appear on my head and instinctively rub it. I don't know, I just felt like you were offending my cooking. Sigh. The day can't get any worse. I'm pregnant. Wow, I guess I was right, it got better. I see Paul hug Zenith and start to smile, even dance a bit. It's pretty wholesome to watch. Speaking of that, I want to get Roxy pregnant. Ow, why did you smack me, Roxy? I feel a second lump appear on my head. I have a feeling you said something lewd about me. Can everyone hear my inner thoughts? Wow, there is no way this day can actually get worse. Sylphie, are you going to hit me next? I use my secret technique. Fake puppy dog eyes. No, Rudy, I'd never hurt you. She begins to rub my head where the lumps are. Super effective. I'm pregnant as well. Looks like my luck ran out the second time. Everyone drops their utensils. The house is silent. You could hear the slow breathing of everyone at the table. The atmosphere is thick. Nobody dares to move. The joyous moment has died, and in its rebirth, an awkward silence has appeared. I should have known this would happen. I've already started messing with the timeline, and now this is happening. I guess Paul being a scumbag to Zenith and their vows is a constant. Everybody's gaze goes to Paul, the only male capable of pulling this feat off. I'm sorry, it was me. I'm the father. Everyone's jaws drop. They knew, but hearing it made it worse. Even little Sylphie knew that Paul had made a bad mistake. Mom, are you okay? Sylphie and I walk up to Zenith, Paul being in a corner, and Roxy comforting Zenith by holding her. Lilia is on the other side of the table. Yes, Rudy, it's just, your father has betrayed the family, and now I don't know what to do. Damn, this is wild. Just the action of me meeting Sylphie had a ripple effect, and now Paul has gotten involved with Lilia early. Well, Sylphie and I think that you should let Lilia stay. Hopefully, this works like it did in the original. She looks back at Sylphie and me. I can see the tears running down her face and the pain in her eyes. What do you mean? She looks into my eyes. She wants a reason to keep Lilia and a reason to forgive Paul. Well, I think that Lilia is already part of the family. She's really nice and helps me out with a lot of things, and I think this is a good thing for the family, as I can have two sisters, and Sylphie and I can take care of them. I can see the conflicting emotions on her face, the disparity and sadness but also a little happiness. Well, even though I don't forgive your father now, I'll keep the family together for you and Sylphie. Looks like I saved the family, and I did it better than the original Rudeus did. I didn't have to offend Paul, even though I should've. The good thing about Paul is that he learns from his mistakes. Even though he's a terrible person, in the end, you can't help but feel sad for him. He's just human, and humans adapt, and that's what he represents. I don't deserve to be saved. The sound of rain against the window brought me back to that fateful day, the day Rudeus saved me. Even now, I can still see the determined look in his eyes as he stood before me. He didn't flinch, didn't falter, and didn't judge. I don't deserve to be saved, I thought as I watched him, this boy, no, this young man, who single-handedly held this family together, who saved me, a maid, and my unborn child. How had it come to this? I fled the capital years ago, leaving behind everything I knew. I wasn't running just from my past but from the weight of my own shame. Paul's offer was a lifeline, an escape from that world of noble cruelty. He needed a maid and a midwife, and I knew I could fulfill that role. But the truth was, I took the position because of Paul. It wasn't just our shared past that drew me. Paul was the first man to ever lay a hand on me, not as a noble's conquest but as something different. After enduring so much at the hands of those vile lords, I told myself that my first time with Paul had been, in its own way, decent. When I arrived at the Greyrat household, I convinced myself I would serve quietly and move on. But as I watched Paul, happy and expectant with Zenith, I couldn't stop the aching void within me. Seeing Zenith's joy, her love for him, I wondered, what if that were me? When Zenith gave birth, I stood at her side, acting as midwife. It was an honor and a privilege to witness new life, but when I saw the child for the first time, something about him unsettled me. The baby didn't cry immediately. He looked at each of us, Paul, Zenith, and then me. And when his gaze met mine, it felt like he saw through me, saw every secret I'd ever buried. I shivered under that knowing stare. For a brief moment, I thought he might be stillborn or dying. But then he cried, a loud, piercing wail that shattered the tension in the room. His cry felt rehearsed, as though it was meant to reassure us. I couldn't explain it, but it unnerved me. I brushed the thought aside. He was just a baby. As Rudeus grew, that unease lingered. He was too perceptive, too self-aware. He carried himself like someone far older than his years. And yet, despite my fears, he seemed drawn to me. He was always kind, always gentle. He would smile at me in a way that made my heart ache. Did he pity me? Did he somehow know the truth of my past? Every time I looked at him, I felt as though my pain and guilt were reflected back at me. But then he would do something so simple, like reach for my hand or lay his head on my lap, and I would feel comforted. I hadn't known warmth like that in years. I told myself it was foolish to feel such things, but I couldn't stop the tears that welled up in my eyes whenever he held onto me, as though he were telling me it was okay to let go. One day, Rudeus caught me off guard. "Lilia, can you teach me swordplay?" he asked, his face bright with curiosity. For a moment, I froze. I hadn't touched a sword since my days as a soldier. But the way he looked at me, so full of hope, I couldn't say no. "All right," I said, picking up a wooden training sword. My hands felt foreign holding the weapon again, but as I watched him clumsily mimic my stance, I couldn't help but smile. Teaching him reminded me of simpler times, of watching a child take their first steps. In those moments, Rudeus became more than the son of my employers. He became someone I cared for deeply, someone who unknowingly helped me find joy again. But that joy was fleeting. I ruined it all the day I gave into my desires. It started with frustration. Hearing Paul and Zenith's love echo through the halls at night, I couldn't stop myself from remembering my first night with him. Watching Rudeus only made it worse. He reminded me so much of Paul. His smile, his determination, his kindness. I told myself it was harmless, but deep down, I knew. I knew I loved Paul. And that love led me to make the worst mistake of my life. I seduced him. I betrayed Zenith, and I betrayed the family that had given me a home. When I discovered I was pregnant, I felt the world crumble around me. There was no way to fix what I had done. I planned to leave, to disappear, to live in solitude with my child. I didn't deserve forgiveness. But then Rudeus intervened. I'll never forget this day. Tears welled in my eyes as I shook my head. I've ruined everything. I don't deserve to stay. I didn't understand how someone so young could be so wise, so compassionate. He didn't condemn me or look at me with disgust. Instead, he gave me hope, a chance to believe I could still have a future. Looking at Rudeus now, I realize how much he's changed my life. He's more than just a gifted child. He's my savior. And for that, I'll always be grateful. Sylphie, wake up. It's time to wake up. Roxy will be mad if we sleep any longer. I look down at the beautiful elf clinging to me like a body pillow. She's so cute when she's asleep, and when I try to get up, she grabs me tighter. I can't help but pet her soft hair. She's recently started growing it out because of something I said. "Huh, Rudy, what are you doing?" A smile spreads across her face, and I notice a slight blush. Sylphie sleeps over at my house now and then, using Roxy's lessons as an excuse. Both Sylphie and I have been advancing quickly in magic, though she's a step ahead of me. Her magic is stronger, and she has more mana than I do. It's time to get up. We have to get ready for graduation. Today is the day of our graduation. We've been learning from Roxy for a year now, and the three of us have become very close. I think Sylphie sees Roxy as a sort of big sister. I don't want Roxy to leave. Why can't she stay with us forever? Seeing the sad look on this adorable elf's face tugs at my heart. I know, Sylphie, but we have to accept it. Roxy says she wants to get stronger because seeing us makes her feel self-conscious. I know, but it doesn't make sense. Roxy is so talented. She's taught me everything I know. She's not wrong. Roxy is an incredibly skilled magician by this world's standards. Well, imagine working hard for years to reach the top, only to see two kids surpass you using techniques you didn't think were possible in such a short time. Sylphie's frown deepens at my analogy. Well, I'd feel self-conscious and bad about my talent too. Exactly. Now, let's go before it's too late. I can smell breakfast being cooked. Reluctantly, Sylphie lets go of me, and we both head downstairs. I see Lily, Dad, and Mom sitting together, holding their babies, and Roxy, with her striking blue hair, seated beside two empty chairs. Oh, Rudeus, did you and your girlfriend sleep well? My father Paul teases with his usual tone. I glance at Sylphie and notice her blushing furiously at his comment. She's not my girlfriend, Dad. Not yet, at least, Paul replies with a smirk. There's no point in going back and forth with him. Ignore him, Sylphie. Let's just eat. Oh okay. Sylphie mumbles as she sits across from me. I take the seat next to Roxy. So, Rudeus, I heard from Lily that you and Sylphie were cuddling all night, Paul says, his grin widening. And what about it? Sylphie and I are just kids. Sleeping together is normal at this age. Well, when I was your age. Oh. Paul yelps as both Mom and Lily stomp on his foot before he can finish his sentence. Rudeus, Sylphie, come outside after you're done. We'll be leaving soon. Roxy finishes her meal and heads outside, likely to prepare the horse. Sylphie and I quickly eat and join her. The horse standing before me looks massive, especially from my small frame. Sylphie seems a little intimidated too. Okay, we're riding your father's horse to a field far from the village for the graduation exam, Roxy announces. She picks us up and places us on the horse. Sylphie, sitting in front of me, grabs onto me and closes her eyes in fear. Wow, Rudy, she can't stop clinging to you. Next thing you know, she'll, OWWW. Paul's comment is cut short by another shin kick from Mom and Lily. This feels like a bad slapstick comedy routine. Rudy, I'm scared, Sylphie whimpers. It's funny to think this little girl, so scared of horses, is stronger than many adventurers. After a long ride, we arrive at a picturesque field that looks like something out of a painting. I make a mental note to remember this scene forever. I'll start by showing you the spell. It's called Cumulonimbus, a Saint-Tier water spell. Watch and listen carefully. Roxy begins her chant. Oh, spirits of the magnificent waters, I beseech the Prince of Thunder. Grant me my wish, bless me with thy savagery, and reveal to this insignificant servant a glimpse of thy power. Let fear strike the heart of man as thy divine hammer strikes its anvil and cover the land with water. Come, O rain, and wash everything away in thy flood of destruction, cumulonimbus. A massive storm cloud appears, and rain begins pouring down. The winds pick up, and I hold on to Sylphie while using earth magic to form a rock structure for support. A sudden lightning strike hits Paul's horse, causing Roxy to rush over to heal it. Oh shoot, his horse. She exclaims. Oh, goddess of motherly affection, close up this one's wounds and restore the vigor to his body, healing. The horse recovers but looks traumatized, backing away from Roxy. One of you needs to hold the spell for an hour, Roxy says. Sylphie, you go first. I'll watch with my demon eye to understand it better, I suggest. Okay, Rudy, I'll do my best. Sylphie raises the wand Roxy gave her on my birthday and begins her chant. Oh, spirits of the magnificent waters, I beseech the Prince of Thunder. Grant me my wish, bless me with thy savagery, and reveal to this insignificant servant a glimpse of thy power. Let fear strike the heart of man as thy divine hammer strikes its anvil and cover the land with water. Come, O rain, and wash everything away in thy flood of destruction, cumulonimbus. A larger storm cloud forms, with stronger rain and wind than Roxy's. It's mesmerizing to watch the mana gather. Soon, lightning rains down in multiple strikes. Sylphie, try using mixed magic with cold and hot air. I yell to guide her over the roaring wind. It seems to help stabilize the storm, and Sylphie holds it for the required hour. I did it, Rudy. Look, Sylphie squeals, jumping up and down with excitement. But before she can reach me, the wind catches her, and she's swept away. I quickly use gravity magic to ground her. Sylphie, stop the spell. I shout. She undoes the spell, and the storm dissipates. Roxy runs over, panic written all over her face. Are you okay? Are you hurt? Oh my god, your parents are going to kill me. Roxy starts pacing nervously. Roxy, she's fine. Don't stress. We won't tell anyone, I assure her. That's a relief. Well, Rudeus, it's your turn. Just don't make your cloud as big as hers. After Sylphie's impressive demonstration of cumulonimbus, it's finally my turn to step up. I take a deep breath, gripping my wand tightly, and begin to chant. Oh, spirits of the magnificent waters, I beseech the Prince of Thunder. Grant me my wish, bless me with thy savagery, and reveal to this insignificant servant a glimpse of thy power. Let fear strike the heart of man as thy divine hammer strikes its anvil and cover the land with water. Come, O rain, and wash everything away in thy flood of destruction, cumulonimbus. A massive cloud begins to form overhead, dark and ominous. It isn't quite as large as Sylphie's, but it's still impressive. The winds pick up, and a steady downpour begins. Using the same technique as before, I manipulate the air currents, hot and cold, to stabilize the storm and sustain it. From the sidelines, Roxy and Sylphie watch closely. He's doing it, Roxy murmurs, her voice filled with pride. Go, Rudy, Sylphie cheers, clapping her hands. As the storm continues to rage, lightning crackles across the sky. The raw energy in the air is exhilarating, but it's also dangerous. I steady myself, focusing my mana to keep the spell under control. You're doing great, Rudy. Roxy calls out. Just a bit longer. I hold the spell for as long as I can, the winds howling around me. Finally, after what feels like an eternity, I release the mana. The storm dissipates, and the sky begins to clear. Exhausted but satisfied, I turn to face Roxy and Sylphie. Well done, Roxy says, walking over to me with a rare smile. Both of you have officially achieved the rank of Water Saints. I'm so proud of you. Sylphie and I exchange excited looks before running up to Roxy and hugging her from both sides. Thank you, Roxy, we say in unison. For a moment, everything feels perfect. But the happiness is bittersweet because we know what comes next. The journey back to the village is quiet, each of us lost in our thoughts. Roxy has been such an important part of our lives, and the thought of her leaving is hard to bear. When we finally arrive at the house, Roxy gathers her belongings and prepares to say goodbye. My mother, Zenith, tries to convince her to stay. Roxy, you're like family to us. Are you sure you have to leave? Zenith asks, her voice heavy with emotion. I'm sorry, Zenith, Roxy replies gently. But I have to go. Watching Rudeus and Sylphie grow so quickly has shown me how much further I need to go. I've become too complacent, and I need to continue my journey. Sylphie, unable to hold back her emotions, runs up to Roxy and hugs her tightly. Roxy, please don't go. I'll miss you so much. Tears stream down Sylphie's face as she clings to Roxy, and I feel my own eyes starting to sting. Roxy kneels down and hugs Sylphie back, her own tears falling. I'll miss you too, Sylphie, Roxy says softly. But this isn't goodbye forever. I'll come back someday, and when I do, I want to see how much you've grown. As Roxy stands and begins to walk away, I take a deep breath and call out to her. Roxy, thank you for everything. I'll never forget what you've taught us. She turns back one last time, her blue hair shimmering in the sunlight. Take care of each other, she says with a small smile. I'm so proud of both of you. And with that, she's gone. Back outside to continue our training. As the sun begins to set, casting the sky in hues of orange and pink, I take a moment to reflect. It's been a year since Roxy left, and while I miss her deeply, her departure has pushed both Sylphie and me to grow. She was right. Her journey wasn't over, and neither is ours. Sylphie stands beside me, her green hair catching the golden light of the sunset. She's grown so much, not just in her skills, but in her confidence too. It's inspiring to see, and I know that as long as we keep working hard, we'll both achieve great things. Rudy, Sylphie's voice pulls me from my thoughts. Yeah, I turn to her, and she's looking at me with a determined expression. Promise me that no matter what happens, we'll always stay together. Her words catch me off guard, but I quickly recover and nod. I promise, Sylphie, no matter what. She smiles, her eyes glistening with emotion, and I feel a surge of resolve. I won't let anything break us apart. Not Paul, not distance, not even the challenges that lie ahead. Together, we'll face whatever the future holds. The sun dips below the horizon, and we head back inside.